Welcome to Skol Chat with Skoda. We are a chat group created by four guys who are a blended family, not only through the traditional familial means, but also for the love of the game, specifically for our favorite team, the Minnesota Vikings. We won't claim to be professionals, nor will we cover a lot of stats unless it is specific to the topics we'll be discussing. We are just four fans who get together to basically discuss all aspects of the team, from games, training, releases, signings, and the overall organization itself. Our name is derived from two of us who currently reside in Minnesota, and two of whom reside deep within Packer territory. This is not our livelihood, as we, like many of you, have busy lives, and what we hope to obtain are additions to our blended family by having you become a part of it. We have room to add a couple of you at a time during our airings and would like you to join us in our chat. As with any family, there will be happy times and sad times to be discussed and experienced. Although the game may only last a season, the desire for the game and the team is year-long. If you want to join us, please hit the subscribe button, follow us on YouTube, and give us either a thumbs up or a thumbs down, depending on your experience, and leave us a comment. If you'd like to join us during the show, contact us at the email link provided below.
Welcome, everybody, to Skol Chat 20. This week, we're going to talk about the Vikings and Ravens game. We'll talk about the Vikings' upcoming opponent, the Bears, and we'll kind of go over our prediction on who's going to win the game, and we'll cover the rest of the NFC North. And with that, let's get started. The Vikings lost to the Ravens last week, 27-19. I think overall it was kind of disappointing. The defense kind of held up their end of the bargain for most of the game, but the offense, kind of seemed like they were stuck in mud. They couldn't get it going very often.
Yeah, they had it going, then it had a rough spot, and then it just kind of continued from there.
All the penalties.
Yeah. That was terrible. It's like, come on, guys. You already know. It's home field. Let's get with it.
Also, how many times did they turn the ball over? Twice? 3 times?
I think it was only twice that I remember.
Well, the fumbled on the kick return or something like that, then wasn't there a pass that was intercepted? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and 1 fumble loss. Ben Yurosek recovered the second fumble that Miles Price had. So it's kind of like an inverse of the game against the Lions with the penalties and the special teams mishaps.
I mean, yeah, I suppose. When you go back and think about it, I guess. Why you gotta make me do that, Joe?
Well, I mean, it's just it's ridiculous. You're at home. Yeah. You're not on the road, and you have that many false starts. So it has to be something with the cadence.
Yeah.
Well, that was brought up with O'Connell's press conference and whatever, talking with the O-line and McCarthy and all that. And also Wes Phillips, when he had his presser on Tuesday, commented about what after going through the film Monday, they talk with each group and then the group combined about the cadence, how they're going to work it, everybody getting on the same page, There was even speculation that the Ravens defense were mocking the cadence or whatever.
I mean, we still could have played better, all around.
Yeah, but it was a defense calling out their own whatever, and I don't know. But when you got pros like Darisol and O'Neal and even Jefferson going false start or whatever on the deal, is like.
I mean, I think Jefferson, he did good, but he also still had his struggles in the game. I mean, that was a little different play, obviously, the one big play where you got to throw into him and he threw it back, to McCarthy. Well, I think, what was that, second quarter? Trying to go for the first down.
Yeah, he would have had it too if the lineman actually got out there and blocked.
Yeah.
And I guess he didn't dance around as much as he danced. McCarthy.
It was a great try. Great try.
And
I mean, they were almost
clearly gave up a couple of those, on a couple plays too.
Well, and you can question whether either of those balls should have been thrown, and I say they shouldn't have been thrown. The one he would have had a first down if he ran for it. His feet weren't set. He threw off of his front foot. Just bad mechanics, and that's what they talked about too. Is that you could see him kind of getting happy feet in the pocket and throwing off platform and not with a good base. And there's times when he was stepping up into the pocket for no reason.
Yeah,
and
he held back a little bit.
So then he had how many tip passes at the line. That kind of played into it too. Like him climbing the pocket and for no reason.
Yeah, that was rough. How many times did that happen? I guess I didn't keep track, Joe, but yeah, tipping the ball. I bet you it was.
I heard the way it sounded, it was like around 6 times or whatever where the ball got batted.
I just couldn't believe it. I mean, he had some really great plays, really good throws, but man, I was pretty disappointed on some of those tip balls. It's like, yeah, you already had to see that coming, but maybe he didn't. Heat of the moment, maybe not.
Well, he admitted that when things start going awry there, that he was trying to make things happen instead of just going with the flow and playing with what they're in front of him instead of trying to push the ball or whatever. He admitted that he made a lot of mistakes, that he needed to work on.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, he obviously needs time to develop, and we kind of maybe talked about it prior to starting the recording, but like, is his development hurting the rest of the team? Is he holding them back? Like, if they had a different quarterback, if they kept either of the quarterbacks they let go in the offseason, would they be in a different position right now?
It's really hard to say. I mean, I still feel that they could put Brosmer in and give him a shot, even though I know, we have our starting quarterback and they're sticking with it, but Brosmer's not going to sit around and do nothing. You know what I mean? Obviously, he is this year. I don't know. He may seek to go elsewhere, and we could be letting one sit on the bench that may do us some good. But unless he gets time out and on the field, he's not going to gain any experience.
Well, here's a thing to look at, and O'Connell was asked that question about, what it is for working with McCarthy, get him in there, and about simplifying some of the plays and whatever. And the way O'Connell said, yeah, it could make it a little more simple for McCarthy. But then again, it's not going to be, well, here's the deal. The veterans, like their Saul and O'Neal and even Brando, even though he's fourth game as a center, but he's been on the line and that. And the receivers, as he put it wouldn't be fair. It would not be fair. Change, what would you say, the plays and all that playbook in order to fit, because McCarthy being a rookie, because then they would have to turn around and learn a different playbook in the middle of the season. You follow what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but didn't they have Brosmer practice the same plays as they planned on playing for the season? I thought they all played the same plays. You know what I mean? In case he had to come in,
Well, yeah, he knows the plays and that, but I don't know. The thing is, we're not coaches. We don't know what goes on every day.
I don't want to be.
The thing is, in our view, yeah, Max might be might play better than McCarthy, but I don't know. Like I said, we can second guess or question O'Connell or whatever. And that just going back to everybody's hollering about, well, like 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. Well, maybe they'd be better off running the ball. But here's the thing. You get up, right there. We're not seeing what they're seeing.
To a point, we don't feel the pressure. We don't feel the pressure in the...
We don't know exactly unless we sit down like the rest of the week, study the Bears defense and also study the Bears offense, and then take a scope and as we're see some replays of this and that or whatever, so.
But he does have to stop sailing the balls over the receivers too. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's him.
The field's 100 yards in college, just like it is in the NFL. The field size hasn't changed at all. So he needs to get to figure out his ball placement a little better somehow.
Well, here's the problem. He's got such an arm that, it's, I don't know.
Well, I think he went from putting not enough under his deep passes to putting, they were pretty much arm punts, both those interceptions. He was throwing the ball up, not, putting too much air under it, allowing the safety to get over. And the one, Jefferson fell. The first one, I think it was.
He got tangled up, yeah.
That's what it is. But the one of the other ones, like, it should have never been thrown.
No.
Well, there again,
But-
I can't remember exactly when in that, what I caught of the game, because I only got to watch basically the second half. But yeah, a lot of throws were either over or out of reach or whatever. So that's on McCarthy, but McCarthy's got to learn to simmer down, to don't over try,
Right, like
Make-
you were saying, he was trying to make stuff happen. Well, the harder you try, the harder it's just not going to work. If you just go with the flow.
Back preseason. He should have gotten more play time in preseason. They should not have rested him like the way they did in preseason. They rested him like he was Kirk Cousins in the frickin' league for so many years already. This was his time to actually get into into it with other teams on the field, regardless of who they played. He still needed that practice out there on those games.
Oh yeah,
he didn't get it, and that is on the coach.
Well, I agree with you. I think should have, could have, would have. But then again, I look at it what the coaches or O'Connell looking at is, do they want to take a risk again of McCarthy getting hurt?
But then you get what you get. You put him out there without the experience he really needed.
Well, I don't know.
We're giving him the experience now. We're wasting our season to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's how all quarterbacks play,
Yeah,
Like,
normally when they're rookie quarterbacks, they do play them a lot more in the preseason to get them that experience with the other team.
I don't know. There's some other teams just like O'Connell, don't want to put his starters out there taking the risk of getting hurt,
Yeah, and I just want to, like I say, is he actually putting the best quarterback he has out on the field? Or are they stuck because he was their first round choice, they're going to stick with it regardless of what happens at this point? Kind of like.
Well, the thing is that you got to see how it all turns out,
Yeah.
But you can't set the guy just because he's part of the team. He's been working with the veterans that been there, and all off season he's been working with everybody that came in and whatever. So the thing is, you can't, in my that this season might be their last season, like Harrison Smith, maybe C.J. Ham, and
McCarthy.
whoever else.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is your quarterback is not going to get the experience, and you're not going to be able to tell how he's going to turn out if you bench him and say, well,
I understand that. You got to, but like I say, you need to, when you do that, you do have to play him in the games that you can. That's what I come back to. He didn't get the experience in the preseason that he should have gotten, and he ended up hurt, and our O-line and everything was shot.
Well, there you go. They're right there, the O-line. Darisaw didn't come back right away. Then you got Kelly that got hurt. He's out of the game, so they're shuffling around. Then you put in the one they've been working with, Jurgen, as a center off season. Well, he didn't do so while he got hurt, so they put Brando in there. And since he'd been doing fairly decent, they hadn't put Jurgen back in, So, it's everything got out of whack because they did not get the players back that were, although they claimed that they had this playing out like what Darisaw, but I don't think it was actually the plan. They were thinking that he would be ready to go the very first game and play the whole game and whatever. Nobody figured that Kelly was going to get another concussion, twice in a week or two apart and be out. So, it's, if they could have done everything different. If McCarthy wouldn't have got hurt last year, he would have been putting in more time, either coming in, playing, or on the what do you call it? What is when the offense? Usually the practice squad does the, go
Team, what,
through
scout
the
team or
motion, what the team that they're playing.
scout team?
There you go. That's what I was looking for. And he would have got more experience there, but no, he, got hurt, and that was from a preseason game, and so there you are, going through all this crap. If he plays some last year or whatever, then you can say, well, he's a miss or whatever. But yeah, But I agree with it'd be nice that what should they do?
I think, and I mean, the point I was making was that you, as a play caller, you can help your quarterback. You don't have to change your playbook. You can help your quarterback by the plays that you're calling. And how many times in the game did we see them start out running the ball well to begin a drive? And then what happens? I don't think KOC has the patience to continue to do that, to run the ball and to have play action pass where you're throwing the ball 6-7 yards down the field, as opposed to trying to get the long 20 yard play.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
then
I
going
mean,
back to that 3rd and 1, he has I mean, that's his tendency now. Teams are saying, okay, it's 3rd and 1, he's going to pass the ball, he's not going to run it. And chances are they could have had four downs to get that first down, but instead they passed it, and then they got conservative and I don't think they went for it. But so they had 120 yards rushing. I don't want to go back. I don't want to, we talked about not using stats, but they had 120 yards rushing in the game. They had a 6.7 yard average. They only ran the ball 18 times, as opposed to Baltimore. Baltimore had 152 yards rushing, but they ran the ball 36 times.
yeah, big difference
One
there.
team is dedicated to running the ball, and the other team isn't. And not running the ball is not helping the quarterback out. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Right. Is the play calling, you're dictating the flow of the game. You're dictating, okay, we're scared of Lamar Jackson killing us by either running the ball or throwing out all over the field on us. Well, what's the best defense from keeping him on the field to doing that is to be on the field longer. And I just don't think KOC at this point has the patience to have a 12-point drive or 12-play drive, or to let he said in the offseason that's why they got the center and the guard. They paid a lot of money so they could be a physical front and run the ball more, and it's just not happening.
No,
and that 3rd and 1, and like I said, it's just it's a microcosm of everything.
Well, see, that's where sometimes I wonder, and I got a tendency to believe you, or not. Let me switch that around. I agree with you. And on the other hand, I want to kind of believe O'Connell, but that's why I mentioned we're not out there on the field. We're not seeing what the O-line or the whole offense is seeing. And even from the sideline, O'Connell can't see what's going on unless he's right there where the line is. But then, of course, he's got eyes in the sky with Wes Phillips up there watching and whatever, calling down to O'Connell, telling him what he's seeing from up there. But so here's the deal. When McCarthy gets a certain look that they worked over during the practice and the game plan and that, it's like, okay, when McCarthy threw the pass for Jefferson because he was 1-on-1, and so McCarthy overthrew him or whatever,
He threw it towards the middle of the field towards the extra defender is what he did, because he threw it off his front foot on the run.
Well, whatever the thing is. And so, yeah, that's where McCarthy taking it on himself for how the passes went and everything else. So, but like I'm saying is that we're not there, so we're not seeing what the offense is seeing, what the defense is showing.
I think regardless, I think the reason that play was called is because he wanted to try and catch him off guard because they thought he was going to run the ball. But regardless, if you can't gain a yard running the ball in the NFL, I don't know. Not like you're on the go. The same thing happened at the end of the Lions game.
Yeah,
that's what gave them. They stopped the clock and gave them extra time and gave the Lions. It's because they didn't run on from the 1 yard line. They didn't run the ball, Instead, they tried doing a bootleg with JJ, and I don't even think it was a bootleg pass. I thought they were going to catch him off guard, and JJ was going to have a bootleg into the end zone.
Yeah.
They bootlegged to the short side of the field, which is not very smart either. But I mean, my point is, and like I said, I mean, that's all I'm going to say on it. I don't think KOC is doing it, and we can, have different viewpoints on it, but I don't think KOC is doing any favors to JJ again because he's the one calling this play. He's the one.
Maybe another thing too to take a look at it, because the quarterback got different plays.
One he can audible to something.
The other one is, yeah, right. So
that wasn't an audible. That was the play that was called.
Well, how do you know it?
Because he didn't do an alert, which half the time though on the false starts he was trying to call an audible, and that's when all the players were kind of jumping, or he was trying to do a hard count, or but again, and that's the one I know for sure Brian O'Neill jumped, is when he was trying to can a play, but it sounded like hey. So I mean, again, the words he uses, if he's saying can instead of hey, I heard hey, not can. So it's again with the cadence, it's what he's saying. I think we're spending too much time on this right now, but I think there's two ways of
the question on why he went for the 2-point conversion at the time that he went for it.
I think on the game, they were saying the analytics said to go for 2 at that point when you're down by 8.
We would have tied up at 7 and possibly could have got another touchdown, at least tie the game.
As opposed to a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So I don't know why they did that. It didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, all the problems they have with trying to pass for even for a touchdown, So
and on that,
it's not driving. That's what I said when I text. I don't know if I'm gonna go crazy or cry, or am I gonna go nuts? And right now I'm going nuts.
And I think that goes back on that 2-point conversion. It goes back to ball placement, because where the ball was thrown based on JJ Jefferson's reaction to it, he wasn't expecting the ball to be thrown in that place. He was expecting it to be thrown in the back corner of the end zone, which is why he kind of looked like he got I don't know. Again, he might have had a chance if he was expecting it to the outside, but again, maybe ball placement, and maybe he was just trying to lead him to where he was open, and that's what I thought he was trying to do. I mean, if Jefferson was ready for the ball and looking for the ball, he might have caught it, but again, he wasn't. Plus, I think the defense was playing a little handsy all game with everybody, and they're getting away with it.
Well, you know what? That seems the norm when the Vikings are playing, especially on Jefferson. There even been some hands on Addison. But then another thing was brought up, how many times was Hawkinson open? He might not get a whole lot of yards after catch, but at least, you get a little closer to
see another down.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's hurting because he's having the chip before he goes out for every single pass. Remember when we traded for him? He was catching the ball downfield.
Oh, yeah.
He was catching it 20, 30 yards downfield. So they're using him in a slightly different role now because they have other options. But then Wentz doesn't throw to tight ends, and then we have McCarthy that doesn't look his way either, because he thinks he has to force feed Jefferson. So again, there's some choices, some decisions in the game that, okay, if you're making the play, you make the right call, the right play, then we do well. But again, it's consistency. And that's with any quarterback, any sport, is if you're consistent. And I mean, I don't even know his completion percentage, but it wasn't, it was below 50%.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
But again, I don't want to be the stat person or the stat guy, but again, it's just not.
Stats come into it, okay. To be honest with you, the yardage per play was up there, but, it's just that too many penalties and the turnovers, so, and
Do you know who? Do you want to guess who the leading rusher? Do you want to guess who the leading rusher was for the Vikings?
Who?
Jones?
No, they had 48 yards on 5 carries, and Aaron Jones had 47.
Really?
But Aaron Jones only ran the ball 9 times, so.
Well, when you gain yards, you gain yards. That's a plus on my book.
So, I think.
But I agree with you. They fall behind. O'Connell wanted to push the ball to hurry up, get touchdowns, and which then pan out. They should just go like, like I said, Hawkinson, go out 12 yards or whatever, get a first down,
Yep.
move the ball, and 20, 30 yards, on a throw.
Yeah,
Although
no,
he made that nice pass to Speedy Naylor, that was a nice one for a touchdown there. And he even been watching the pros like Thielen and
Bro,
but anyway,
you mean the toe tap and the dragging the foot?
yeah. So, but yeah, that's the bottom line is McCarthy got Yancey and he wanted to make things happen and whatever because they were trailing and I think that maybe O'Connell will say, okay, this is the play. It's the run play. No matter what, run the ball, instead of giving him too many options to make the decision, even though he's, a smart kid in that, but, he gets,
they're all very smart. They get a
there's
lot
no-
more money than the average worker.
So it's a lot of information to process, and if you help your young quarterback by running the ball and play action passes and not being so aggressive and getting impatient and having to throw down the field, I think we'd be in a better spot for the game
yeah.
against the Ravens.
And even, for the defensive side of the ball too, give those guys a break.
Well, with that, let's just roll into the defense. I think overall they only had one sack. They were close because just like the Vikings had a lot of tip passes at the line, the Ravens had quite a few tip passes at the line too, and they were close on a number of them to get an interception. So it's just kind of disappointing. They played well. Just like you said, though, they were on the field most of the time, so they didn't get much rest.
Yeah, no, they were getting wore out. You could definitely tell, especially when all the throw plays.
That's what I was saying. They were gassed at the end. But,
Yeah.
Later in the game.
So many throw plays where people weren't covered when they could have been. But like you said, John, they probably were just tired.
Well, I know the Ravens started kind of jamming the ball down their throat. It's like the Harbaugh brothers have a 280-pound fullbacks. I think there's only like 7 or so teams in the league that still use fullbacks, and the Harbaugh brothers somehow have the biggest ones. So they were road graders, but I mean the Vikings held them in check for most of the game.
Yeah.
I mean they only averaged 4.2, which was a couple yards less than the Vikings rushing. So
yeah, they contained the, on the most part, the run, then also they caused where Jackson's pass weren't the greatest. And yeah, the backfield, they had chances for some interceptions, but they just didn't get to the ball, that was brought up by Flores. So he said that this week they're going to work more on taking the ball away, work on, as best they can doing. But yeah, bottom line is, wasn't there a couple plays where I seen the D-line getting mulled over trying to tackle? I don't know. Unless I was dreaming.
And that was at the end. At the end of the game, like I said, once they started getting tired, they started picking up bigger chunks in the run game. So, but the Ravens were dedicated to it. So, and that's where most of their plays came off of. Their, towards the end of the game was play action. Then they started. I mean, they pretty much did like a Green Bay Packer sweep from the '60s with Lamar Jackson at the goal line, right when Isaiah Rodgers kind of stood up and stopped him from getting into the end zone. I mean, that was like the old Packers sweep back in the day with Lombardi. But I think overall, just like we talked about, I mean, other than I think the Chargers game, I mean, the defense kind of did their part to keep them in the game, and that's all they can do.
Yep, absolutely. Once they're wore out, they're wore out. There's no bringing them back.
And it's tough to get more than they had their chance of getting more than a sack. I know for sure they could have had 3 or 4, but I mean, Lamar Jackson's a slippery little fella.
Well, that one sack would have been, I think, called as it was a sack by the rookie edge rusher. What's his name again? Turner. And you got flagged for roughing the passer because he landed on him.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know if they would have. I mean, he did kind of drive him. And who knows if they would have called it if they didn't. They called it a penalty earlier against the Ravens for roughing JJ. And
Yeah.
it was a lot less severe than that one. I wish we were back in the 80s and 90s where that was just a normal set.
Normal play. Yeah.
Thanks, Aaron
Oh.
Rodgers. Ruin everything.
Well, that's like some of the legends that have been there and they were watching the film and that, and then also about the flags and roughing the passer, and then they go, "What the hell are you supposed to do? This is football."
Yeah, because had he been running with that ball and they tackled him like that, it would have been just fine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think if he's
it was
outside the
Denver who got that. Donkey Kong should have went back over and took another step on him again.
we can't help that it's collarbones or bird bones.
You're gonna have to get creative, Joe.
Yeah, that's all I got. I keep calling them bird bones. The special teams.
Miles Garrett, what went on with him with the fumbling?
Oh, Price, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, he was trying to get another yard or whatever.
I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
And the Ravens are a good special team, team. So, I mean, you're not going to return a kick again against them. So, so those 2 fumbles. I mean, it seemed like every time they got something going, something would happen. And it seems like every game this year, again, other than the Lions game, where the Lions game looked like how the Vikings played the last few years, but then you have these games where it's like the plays that they usually made in the past they're not making, or they're making stupid mistakes. Hopefully they can clean that up going into the Bears game Sunday at home. The Bears, well, we'll get to it later. We can talk about it now. They beat the Giants 24-20, I believe, and it was at Soldiers Field, and there was a bit of snow in the air. But yeah, I think the Bears are a very, very beatable team, especially at home. If the Vikings play like they did against the Lions, and are more like they played against the Lions and less like they played against the Ravens.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think the Bears defense is very questionable. It's even more questionable than the first game of the season because they've been giving up quite a few points. I mean, how many weeks ago they played the Bengals, who the Vikings just steamrolled. They played the Bengals, and the Bengals scored, 42 points on them? Of course, they had Joe Flacco, super Joe Flacco, but yeah, I think the Vikings can score some points.
They can. Hopefully they show up next game.
Well, let's just hope the Bear defense don't pull too many surprises like some of these other defense supposed to have been low on the Steelers. Defense wasn't all that good against the run in that. Look at what happened there. What other team defense was kind of been doing very good and somehow held the Vikings, the run game and everything. So let's just hope that the D-line of the Bears don't get the pressure like they haven't been, against the Vikings. Otherwise,
Yeah, I mean that is the strength of the Bears is their D line, but the linebacking core and the secondary is kind of questionable. Yeah, no, I think if the Vikings, I keep my fingers crossed, if they run the ball 25 to 30 times, I think they'll be better off than.
Yeah, when they need to. Obviously, if the throw play's not working, let's mix it up and do something a little different. They just don't do it.
Quickest way to wear down a defense.
Yeah.
Which I thought they might have got a little. They didn't sign anybody, before the deadline, but I thought maybe they might try to bring, an extra spark in. But again, I think they're confident or they're comfortable where they're at. So we got the players we have right now, and like I said, I think especially at home, I think we have a pretty good chance. I don't think.
Well, it was good. You talk about bringing somebody else in or like another defensive player or whatever, just to let you know, I saw that Samuel Jr. signed back with the Steelers on the practice squad. So
yeah, I mean, at this point in the year, I'm not even sure how, especially coming off injury, who knows what shape he's in. I guess he passed the physical, or but still, I don't think he would have been adding much to the team, even if they did sign it.
I mean, I do think they did put another cornerback on the practice squad, that Bartholomew or whatever. They picked another cornerback up, but it's not, any big name or anything.
Who did he play with before? Was he on a practice squad before? Or I guess he's on the practice squad, so he couldn't. And
all different teams.
Sometimes they'll do that if they played with the Bears before. They'll sign him to the practice squad just to get some dirt.
He joined after spending time with the Panthers and the Jets.
Okay, I guess that's not the case.
Where'd
What
you
happened?
go?
Did I disappear?
No, you didn't. Joe did.
No host. We get the party
Uh-oh.
now.
Where the hell our producer go?
I don't know.
Got to sign back in now.
Either paid him too much or not enough.
Well, I hope he can get himself back in the studio. We don't have the power to do that.
We can't end the recording or anything.
What
Here. Well, we kind of need to roll them over just to keep up within our division at least, anyways, for the division.
Yeah.
I hope we do. We do.
I hope it's more than tickling them fuzzy little things or big things. So anyways, playing the Bears, does that mean it's Bear season?
No, it's already passed.
Darn it.
Already,
Yeah.
yep, just for Sunday.
Special day, bear hunting. Yeah.
How did you switch it over to the injury report without being here?
I don't know. What is it showing? Okay.
For the injury report, Grenard didn't practice due to his shoulder.
Yeah, I heard that he wasn't going to be practicing today, but it's supposed to start ramping it tomorrow, is what I heard.
And Will Fries is off of the IR, so he is.
Kelly, you mean?
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. How was I thinking that? Kelly. Yeah. Ryan Kelly. There he is. He has limited practice for his concussion. Now,
Yep.
Will Fries, the guard, was a limited practice for his calf. Back with Aaron Jones and his shoulder and his toe, give him limited participation. McCarthy with his right hand hitting that helmet. He said he's going to be bandaged, but he is going to play, but he was limited participant today.
Well, it started swelling, I guess, and they just wanted to protect it,
Yep.
But he said he was able to throw the ball in that today, though. So I watched
It
his
makes sense. Like you said, if they were talking about it.
Well, he had a press conference for practice, and that's what he was saying. He was able to throw and whatever. But anyways, go on.
We got Metellus with the foot. He was limited. Oliver with his foot limited. Skill limited. Smith resting. Van Ginkel limited with his neck. Darisaw, his knee, he was full practice, and so was Theo Jackson was full practice.
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go. Theo Jackson.
Well, Connell said today the big one was Gernard, but he's hoping and thinking that Gernard will play. But the rest of whoever's on the injury report, he kind of brushed it. He didn't go into the details. He did say some of the veterans would have rest periods or whatever.
Bears, on the other hand, they had a whole bunch of people that did not practice, and then a few limited, and then a couple full. But other did not practice, they have 2 defensive backs, linebacker, defensive lineman, 2 wide receivers, one of them being DJ Moore, another defensive back, and then another wide receiver, all that did not practice today.
They all have rest day?
Must be, but they all does say only one says rest, and that's a D lineman. Well, actually, 2 of them do. Defensive back and the D lineman both were rest. The other guys had back, hamstring, shoulder, ankle, shoulder, and concussion.
Who's the concussion guy?
That'd be their wide receiver, J.D. Walker.
Hey, I know why Joe disappeared. He took off for the bathroom. That's what.
No, I don't.
You'd normally leave his background up anyway.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah, no,
But-
my computer decided it was going to update and shut down on me.
Oh, that's always nice. Not that you don't already have that set to, be done when you're not online.
No, it's, yeah, who knows? It was telling me initially that my devices were not recognized or not detected.
Oh,
Nothing
really?
happened. It just all of a sudden did that, and then, but it was because the computer was trying to update and shut down, so I stopped it.
Well, I gotta take a break here, guys.
We're almost done. Where are you going?
Well, if I sit here any longer, I'll be totally done, and you won't see me till next.
You need to prepare for the podcast like a Packers fan going to the Packers game. You just need to put a depends on and just go with it.
I don't wanna.
Depends on the moment.
It'll be warm for at least the first couple of minutes.
Let it go, man. Just let it go.
Be right back, guys.
You know, I missed the injury report, but yeah, we're not going to really know until Friday. There's a lot
Yeah.
of people getting rests, you know. Yeah, did not practice just because they're getting an extra day of rest. So
Yeah.
I think it's weird, though, that they don't, like some of them they list not injury related.
Yeah. There's so the Bears did list 2 not injury related rest, and we listed Harrison Smith as that. Everybody else was given a designation of an injury.
But I mean, at this point in the year, anybody, right? Everybody's hurt.
Yep. Yeah. And as long as they're listing them on the list, it doesn't matter how they're doing it.
Yeah, and I guess the Ravens didn't get into any trouble last week because I don't think anybody missed the game last week for them.
You get that. You get some teams that go good throughout the year without anything. I mean, you look at us. We've had a couple decent years where we didn't lose any big major players for us. This year we've been getting hammered, so we didn't have as many key players all out at the same time like we have this year.
And I think that's why the record was so good to begin the year last year, and that's why they played so well. Is because they were fortunate with injuries like this year. Yeah.
Daniel's ghost is trying to.
Oh yeah.
Involved still.
You must have brought your ghost to his house, Tommy. And his favorite thing to do is to mess with the chair and the computer.
Yeah.
Well, we can't really go too far because the next step is like talking about doing our predictions. So I don't know. It usually starts off.
Boy, it's really up in the air. I mean, all the scores are everywhere between, field goals, touchdowns, 2-point conversions. It's just up in the air.
The Bears have been doing better.
I didn't get a chance to look at them, but been up in the 40s, I'm assuming.
Oh, they've been all their scores have all, but I'm saying as far as their playing goes, they're doing better. Obviously,
I mean,
they are improving. Where we're kind of still trying to find that middle line yet.
I just think they're not as good as their record. They've played some questionable teams. They lucked out on that front. I mean, they played the Raiders, the Commanders, the Commanders, aren't looking very hot. They kind of started out pretty good. But then they've played the Saints and then the Bengals, which I guess the Vikings can say the same thing because we beat the Browns, the Bears, and the Bengals, and the Lions, I guess. So the Lions are we won't get too far.
Yeah, Lions are definitely up there, considered up there anyways.
I'm back. See me?
We see you.
Your ghost is trying to take your spot on the podcast.
What prediction? Are we making a prediction?
For the Vikings-Bears game.
I think the Vikings will come back and win. And you want the score?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Don't forget to carry the one.
I'm working on it.
You need to take your shoes off?
That too. Let's 21. What you guys pick?
We haven't gone yet. We were waiting for you. We didn't want people thinking we were playing games or something, or pulling some funny business on them. John, how about you?
Here. I'll go with the Vikings. I hope they pull it out on this one. Let's go 37-17.
Ooh. It's mopping the floor with them. More than doubling them.
Why not? Go big.
We're going bear hunting this Sunday.
Very, very quiet. I'm hunting bears.
We're going to get their defense to turn around this time and get a couple scores for us.
And finally get that kick return to stay put on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tom?
I'll go with the Vikings. I think I'm going to have to...
Only the...
No, I already prepped myself for this situation. We're going to call it. It's going to be pretty close. We'll go...
It's only the third time you picked the Bears to lose this year.
I know. What is going on?
Yeah, what a surprise.
That's 2 points for picking a different team.
You bucket.
Wear your glasses if it's okay.
Got to get the points where you can. I can't go into the 30s with what I see on the Vikings offense. Although you said the defense was going to score some touchdowns for them. I'll kind of go in the middle. I'll go 27-13. Vikings. All right, so let's talk about...
I think I meant to pick the numbers you picked, Joe. I got to change it.
You want to change them?
No.
Can't tie me.
All we can do.
All right, so NFC North roundup. I kind of touched on the Bears, kind of just because we were kind of previewing them. They beat the Giants at home 24-20. And we'll look at our points once we get there. And the Packers lost to the Eagles on Monday night. That's kind of turning into like a Christopher Walken almost.
They did. I didn't get to watch any of it yet, but I was thinking about going back and watching a little bit.
Well, 10-7.
Scoreless
defense,
game for quite a while.
Yeah.
Packers fans at work didn't have much to say. Pretty quiet. I wasn't even giving grief about our game this week.
That's when you know they'll still find time to, even if they lose, say that if you win, that your win wasn't good enough.
Last night, they lost. Oh, that's not a surprise. Really?
And then the Lions, they stomped the Commanders, 40-22.
Yeah, that's because
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels wasn't playing at all, though, right? He's out.
Yeah, I saw. Was it St. Brown or was it Williams, the receiver for the Lions?
Did the
Trump was
dance?
at the game. Trump was at the game.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he did the Trump dance.
yeah, Brown did.
And then later on in the game, some defensive player just punched him in the head with his helmet on. Punched St. Brown in the game or in the head. So I don't know if it was connected to his Trump dance or what.
Oh,
But yeah,
well, I know he got a lot of crap for it. I mean, they actually had to say something on the news about it. So
I didn't hear that, but
in years past, they wouldn't even show it on TV. I don't even know if they recognize him on the telecast. It's funny, I'm old when I'm saying telecast. Never thought I'd say that word in my life.
What is that? I've never heard of that thing before.
How does
You
this
say-
work?
You say cell phone or cellular
Right, so
device?
So, yeah, so next week, I usually say that. So the Vikings the Vikings play the Bears. The Packers get to play the Giants in New York. Or is it New Jersey? I'm pretty sure it's New Jersey still. And the Lions get to play the Eagles.
So I think the Giants, so they fired Dable, right?
Yeah.
They're going with their other quarterback they had on the roster now for this next game.
Oh, really?
Yep.
what was his name? Shit, I can't think of it.
Let's see here. Pull them up to see.
Is it?
Come on.
Is there still backup with the last name DeVito?
No, it's a different one.
Russell Wilson?
Jackson Dart, Russell Wilson, Winston. That's who they're going with. Jameis Winston.
Yeah, that's
Oh, they're
what
good. They got all three of them?
Yep.
That was another name that was thrown out through the Vikings.
When Jackson Dart went out the last game, they threw Wilson in, and they weren't impressed, so they're throwing Winston in this time.
I guess when he can't run around for all day and then throw downfield, Russell Wilson isn't as effective.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
I'm gonna have to go with the Packers on that one.
Well, so I'll just do a review of the points. So after last week, I got 3 points, Dad got 3 points, Tom got 3 points, and John, you got 2 points. If you pick the Bears to lose.
Yeah.
So we're sitting at Dad at 16, John at 14, Tom at 12, and myself at 12. So you're saying
Out ahead, he's gonna eat that whole freaking pan of cinnamon rolls to himself.
I know. I practically ate the whole pan, a cake pan.
He probably had her make them already.
the win will be a blessing and a curse because you have to eat them all in one sitting.
I'll tell you.
Eat them during a podcast.
Gene went ahead and made cinnamon rolls because it was requested for the weekend. But anyways, I don't know how many we took over to the cabin Sunday because Francis was up.
How'd that weenie roast go?
Well, ate inside the cabin. The inside was warm. But of course, I had one brat. It was pretty good. I forgot to ask him what kind it was. But anyways, it was pretty good brats. And yeah, all that. So, but there was like a cake pan full of them. And I think I had all but how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of them in there or whatever. I probably had all but 2 or 3 of them.
Holy moly.
So you were saving yourself for the cinnamon rolls. That's why you only ate the one brat, huh? Little kid. Like
Well,
a
I
little
didn't
kid.
eat them all at the same time. No.
I thought you were like
One.
just standing by the tray. Anyone else gonna have one?
Oh, wait, I think the Michelin man is calling. They're looking for you, Dave.
Had the big knife in his hand just to intimidate anybody from coming around.
Yes, no one else was gonna have them. I might as well. All right, who's gonna win the Packers game, Dad?
Packers
Packers
are
or
playing the Giants. Packers.
Tom?
I'll say Giants.
Ooh, I can't. I'm gonna have to. With Jameis Winston playing or starting, I'm gonna go Packers.
No, you didn't.
I have to. Gots to do it.
You got to do it. They said he's
Okay.
going to start. That doesn't mean he's going to play more than the start. Just to throw that out there.
Yeah. So the Lions then are playing the Eagles on Sunday night foosball.
Night foosball.
How do the Eagles get to play on Monday night, then come back around and play Sunday night? I guess it's a short week for them, but still.
Well, the
Yeah.
Vikings done it, didn't they?
I think they played overseas and then came back and played a night game. I can't remember. They played the Chargers on Thursday night. So anyway,
Anyways, Lions and Eagles. The Eagles.
So they're playing at Eagles. So
Eagles.
Eagles.
Yep, same with the rest of you.
although it would be nice if the Packers somehow found a way to lose against the Giants.
Yes.
They
That
would
would just
get-
keep the Vikings in the playoff hunt in the division or the division chase. So, I mean, all hope isn't lost. I mean, they got probably 2 more losses, and if they lose 2 more, they're done. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible on the screen here.
You are doing a better job than I would be.
All right, so hope the Vikings perform better than they did against the Ravens. I think the chances are that they will. And then, I mean, even if just the Lions lose and the Packers somehow win, I'll take it. Any final thoughts? Anyone want to talk about
Well-
anything else that we forgot to talk about?
I was just going to go along what you were saying. Hope the Vikings win. I hope the Lions and the Packers lose. Even though I'll lose a point with the Packers. But anyways, yeah. I got my fingers crossed. See?
Yeah.
No, I'm not flipping you off.
All right. Well, I guess we can put a bow on this one.
Oh, by the way, I looked at the last podcast. I must have been the only one that viewed the podcast. I went on, did the search and brought up Skol Chat and had number 19 there, and it said 0 views. But
My goodness.
when I got on it on my phone, went to it, it showed the 1 view, which Gene and I both watched the podcast. So I was the only viewer. We got to do something to get us out there.
Yeah, I think we might have to cut it down in segments. I mean, just a lot of people won't sit for a full hour and watch us talk.
Well,
I mean,
I don't know. Joe would have to go back and go into it, look at the analytics and all that with the podcast and see what's happening. If because they'll show if somebody takes a look at it, but usually when somebody clicks on it and start watching it, it comes up as a view.
yeah, I mean, if you break it up in segments, say, offensive thoughts, defensive thoughts and special team thoughts, and then additional thoughts, which takes a lot more time on Joe's part, not mine. So, I mean, appreciate what Joe's been doing to edit all the videos because he literally has to go from here to another platform to get it done, which takes a lot of extra time on top of every daily activity that you have going on with family in general.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work.
Well, you didn't watch the whole video, Dad. You only watched for 21 minutes and 4 seconds.
It probably was the time of the morning after,
Well, you could only last.
The last
No,
cinnamon roll.
Just giving you grief.
Well, at least I watched it for 21 minutes. Where you guys didn't watch it.
Well, I watched it when I put it together, so I already knew what happened.
Fair enough.
I just want some feedback on should I keep adding the little pictures in there or just
Yeah, I thought the characters were pretty cool.
Yeah, do something. Then somehow, I don't know how to get it out there.
yeah, we're still going. I mean, should I hit end recording? But hey, so you're saying to like and then subscribe and actually watch the videos, and then if you want to join us for an episode, email us at skolchatwiscota@gmail.com. Email will be in the description below. But yeah, just interact with us. Leave us some comments. Give us something.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch us. We can be goofy at times. Yeah. Okay.
Steve, we're going to have to make a short to sweet ending of this first clip.
But we'll see you next week. And
Yeah,
we'll
see
be
you
recapping
next week.
Vikings win against the Bears.
Vikings winner at home. We need it.
The game.